Is that better? All right. In that case, call to order. I'll read the electronic meeting. If there's no objection from the members in accordance with Executive Order 60, as reflected in the law, this meeting be held electronically in order to protect health, safety, and welfare of the public. Pandemic. Call is called by the chairman. Please acknowledge when he's called. That he members of the board. All this must be taken by roll call. Chair will call your name each time each question vote prior to making through.
Hey, Sean, sorry. I can't hear anything you're saying. It's like skipping every other word. Maybe, is it just me? But I can't understand it.
No, it was unintelligible.
Same for me.
Maybe let somebody else read the electronic statement if that's or might be internet connection. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got on. This is Commissioner Lathers. I apologize. I had to do it manually. Mr. Chairman, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, thanks.
Sean?
Apparently, I'm having a bandwidth issue.
Who's the
somebody
vice?
else want to read the statement?
It's me. I can take over. I just don't have the language to read about the electronic meeting.
I can do that for you.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be great.
Okay. This meeting is being held pursuant to Executive Order 65 issued by the Governor of the State of Tennessee. If there is no objection from the members, let the minutes reflect that the Law Enforcement Committee members find it necessary that the meeting is being held electronically to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the public due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Hearing no objection, we'll proceed accordingly. Roll call is the next thing.
So Jamie, with this new system, do we all just go into the app and mark?
Yes, if you're logged in, it'll show you now that I've opened where you can sign in as present. And the chairman actually was going to do a voice roll call also because the public cannot see who's present and who's not. So I guess you'll be doing that.
Okay, if everyone would go into the app and mark if they're present or not, we will also do a voice roll call. Commissioner Sean Aiello.
Present.
Commissioner Matt Williams.
Williams present.
Commissioner Beth Lathers.
Lathers present.
Commissioner Steve Smith.
Commissioner Smith, present.
Commissioner Jennifer Mason is present. Then I know there's one more member here. Commissioner Ricky Jones.
Commissioner Dwight Jones is present.
Dwight Jones. That's what I meant to say. All right. Any member present?
Commissioner,
it's not white hair yet.
I think Robbie Beal is on this committee also. I know he is not present, but he is on the committee. And also, if you want me to assist Commissioner Lathers in logging in so she can vote, I'll do that after roll call.
Okay. All right. If everybody has marked that they are present, we'll get Commissioner Lathers on board, and then we'll start with the first resolution. Well, first we'll start with the minutes, I guess. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes? Is there a motion on the floor to accept the minutes?
Commissioner, there are two corrections that need to be made. In the third paragraph, it says just Commissioner. It should include the word Beal behind it.
Okay.
And then with all the votes, it should say unanimous roll call vote. And those are just corrections, so you don't actually have to approve them as an amendment.
Okay. Given those corrections, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved with alterations, Lathers.
Is there a second?
I've got on the fact says Dwight Jones motion, Matt Williams second.
Commissioner Aiello, I'll have trouble understanding you. If you are, can you the chat?
We're doing this on the open meetings app. So we've already motioned in second.
Right, that's what I was going to say, Commissioner.
Okay.
If you see it on there, it should say who the motion and the second are that on the app.
Okay. So motion made by Dwight Jones, second by Matt Williams. All right. And if you all will vote on the minutes.
So I'm on the open meeting app and tried to make a motion and it didn't take. And I also am not getting the vote screen.
Okay.
Commissioner Smith?
What are you?
Commissioner Smith?
Yes. When you're looking at the app screen, do you see in the upper left-hand corner that you're logged in? Does it look okay to you?
Yes, I'm logged in. It says minutes and I've got the motion button and request to speak. But when I hit the motion button, nothing happened.
Okay. Can you please tap on the settings button and log out? And then log back in. Just hit log in again. It'll remember everything that you entered and bring you back in, and it should refresh your screen for you.
Where's the settings button?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're on an app.
Oh, I got it.
There you go.
I got it.
When you come back in, it should take you back to where you need to be, where the group is, which should be on the voting screen. No, you don't need to read it out live. You could put it in the chat. You could email it to everybody ahead of time. It's not going to change from meeting to meeting. Right.
Okay, I've got the voting screen.
Okay. It looks like, well, I can't, trying to get it cleared off. I think it passed unanimously, but my screen is not letting me show the tally. Jamie, are you able to see the tally?
5-0.
Thank you.
It should be.
Alright.
Yeah.
Minutes passed unanimously. So resolution, mine aren't numbered, but resolution appropriating and amending the 2020-2021 county general budget by $78,330.84. Revenues to come from victim assessment fees. Is there a motion?
Should see the motion on your screen.
Okay, there's a motion by Matt Williams and a second by Dwight Jones. Is there anybody here to address this issue, this resolution? Not hearing anything. It appears that this is money collected through court costs through the criminal court, $45 per court cost. that goes into a fund to assist victims.
I had a request to speak. I pushed the button.
Okay.
I don't know who sees that. So, Madam Chair, this resolution says to amend the county general budget. And it's court fees. What account is that? What court is that money coming from? Is it just going into county general? Is it being used by the department or the court where it was generated? This resolution was not very clear to me.
So I do have some knowledge of this program just because of my day job with the district attorney's office. What happens is the court collects money. So the criminal court clerk has collected money on every criminal case, and it goes into a set pot for victims. That money is then applied to the 21st Judicial District agency, which has to do with the DA's office and our funding and the way we fund victims. So you'll see the revenues come from the Victims Assistance Program, which is, my understanding is the court cost money that's collected. And then they're asking that it be amended, that it be put into the account to actually be dispersed to the victims. That is somewhat monitored by the 21st Judicial District.
Madam Chair, I understood that's how the process typically works, but the caption on this resolution just says amend the general fund.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I believe, I don't think Nina's online, so I'll have to double check, but I believe these are line items that, well, the revenue is actually under the general budget. And then what we're doing is we're amending the general budget by removing this and putting it into the fund for the 21st district. But again, I'll have to double check with Nina and get back to you, Steve.
So we can move forward tonight with the information that we have, which is what we all believe it to be.
Correct.
Or I guess our other option would be would it be just to pass it to the general meeting so we can have a more detailed explanation from finance?
And that's fine. These have not been filed from what it looks like. So if there is an issue with the heading, then we can address it. But everything else is correct. The line items that you are working with are correct. So I would say go ahead and proceed. And if there's an issue with the heading, which I honestly do not believe there is, we can address before it's filed and send it
Madam
out.
Chair, I'm fine. Looking at the detail, I see what I was missing before.
Okay. Are there any other questions or requests to speak on this resolution? And on my app, I don't see any other requests to speak. So at this time, I would ask for a vote on the issue. All right, it passed by majority vote, 4 yeses, 1 abstain, 2 absent. I abstain due to my perceived perhaps conflict because it's the funding goes into an office that I work for. All right, the next resolution is resolution accepting a conditional donation of $1,000 from GFWC Brentwood Franklin Women's Service Club to be used to purchase canine supplies and appropriating and amending the 2020-21 Williamson County Sheriff's Office budget by $1,000, revenues to come from donations. There's a motion by Commissioner Smith, a second by Commissioner Williams. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on this resolution?
I guess it's just a donation, and because it's got a condition on how the money is going to be spent, it has to be approved by the county commission.
Okay. All right, any other questions, comments by anyone? Seeing none, I would ask for a vote. All right.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
this is Commissioner Lathers, and none of my votes need to be recorded if that's the only way we are tallying. But on my connected meeting manager, my name is misspelled. Please wait till roll is called. I am not able to join on the app. So if permitted, I would vote aye. If not, I'm just present and silent because I'm not able to vote by the technology. Thanks.
Jamie, this is Victor. If you'd like, you are in a position to record Commissioner Lothar's vote manually in the system.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so once that is logged, we will still have a majority vote. It should be 6 yes, 0 no. All right, moving on to the next resolution. Resolution accepting donation of $5,000 to be used for maintenance of the Sheriff's Office gun range and appropriating and amending the 2020-21 Williamson County Sheriff's Office budget, revenues to come from donations. Is there a motion by Commissioner Jones, a second by Commissioner Williams? This appears to be a donation that's going to be used by the Sheriff's Department in their maintenance line for the gun range. Any questions, comments by anyone wishing to be heard? Seeing none, I'd ask for a vote. And Commissioner Lathers, if you're not able to vote online, if you could vote verbally, please.
Lathers, aye.
Thank you. The vote passed, 6 yes, 0 no. The next resolution is a resolution amending the 5-year capital improvement program for schools, roads, fire protection, and recreation. Motion by Commissioner Jones, second by Commissioner Williams. Is there anyone here to speak on this resolution?
Madam Chair, Bill Jorgensen's here to, oh, I'm sorry, hang on. Let's try that again. I'm here to speak on this resolution, Madam Chair.
Yes, sir. If you would tell us about this resolution.
Thank you for the opportunity. First, it needs to be noted that this does not involve any funding. This is, I think this is reference to the privilege tax, and we have to turn in a plan to the state. I think that's where it goes, and Bobby's nodding his head yes. But I always look forward to the opportunity to go through this plan because you will see this 5-year capital plan again. You've seen it in previous years, so I do thank you for the opportunity. This plan also on with us, we have Todd Horton, Emergency Management Director, Christy Borden, 911 Director, and Alan Lovett, EMS Director. If there's any detailed questions, they're on here also and they can answer those. We've rearranged the capital plan, reorganized it a little bit in the categories. We can start a little bit on page 1, and I will just do a 30,000 foot view of this for FY22, and then I can take any questions and if there are any. So on the first page, mostly are construction and design projects for emergency service facilities. We do have a goal across the county to get the majority of the residents in the county within 5 miles of an emergency services station. That accomplishes multiple things, but It accomplishes getting a quicker response to the citizens. It also helps lower insurance ratings when there's a piece of fire apparatus in those facilities, and we're trying to get everybody within 5 miles of station, and that's what ISO looks at. Some of the stations that we're talking about here in constructing, one of them is inside the city of Franklin, and that is for EMS. And Alan, if you have any questions about this, Alan can definitely get into the weeds on it. But they've continued to see growth, and they need facilities to respond out of to provide services to the entire county. The next section, still on the first page, mostly our EMS replacement units. When we go to page 2, you'll start seeing fire system equipment for apparatus that is getting ready to be ordered. You also see a new fire engine for if the construction were approved later in the process for the Burwood Emergency Services Station, we would also need to purchase a fire engine to go in that facility. Down near the bottom of page 2, you'll see things related to the 911 center, including APCO guide cards, which are pre-arrival cards that the telecommunicators use in the 911 center for medical calls. You also see a $125,000 item, and I know batteries are expensive, but we've got multiple 4 UPSs here that run most of the facility, the public safety center, and they run the 911 center, the emergency operations center. In the absence of commercial power, they get us in between the commercial power and our generator power, and we are due to replace those, and those are replaced every 5 years, and there's 180 of them. You'll see some more design and land. I know a big priority, and I know this is the mayor's priority too, is land. They're not making any more of it. So as we have opportunities to purchase land and we may not see a station built for 10 or 15 years, and that's fine. But as long as we've got the land looking forward to the future long range, we need to be doing that if we can. That's pretty much it for, I think, FY22. Every year after that, the next 4 years look very similar and are organized the same way. Just know on construction projects, these are subject to change based on opportunities with land and availability of land. So these are just projections. The first year is fairly concrete, but any year after that would be based on those opportunities. That's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Jorgensen. So my understanding is, again, just to reiterate, our vote on this is not approving the funding, but it is approving the filing, I guess is a better word, presentation of the capital budget request. The funding would be in a separate resolution down the road. Is that correct?
That is correct, and that would come to you through the process later on next year.
All right, great. Thank you. Is there anyone else that wishes to address or speak to this resolution?
Yeah, Commissioner Williams would like to ask some questions.
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, Bill. Good to see you again. It's been a little while. You got several EMS stations here that are kind of all around the 9th district. So I just kind of want a little deeper dive into some of those. In Burwood, we already own the land in Burwood, correct? I think I remember us getting that.
That is correct. It's at the corner of Thompson Station Road West and Carter's Creek Pike.
Okay, so that's pretty close to like Huff's Grocery in that area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's just north of the 840. So just north of us.
That's a good location. Okay, and then so it looks like we'd begin construction on that in 22. Is that the plan?
If that moved forward when we go through the process. Okay.
Now the EMS station, it says Roy F. Alley Court. I can't find that on Google Maps. Where is that?
That's a great question, Commissioner. That is Old Charlotte. That's where the animal center's currently under construction. It's on that same piece of property.
Got it. Okay, makes sense. Then the one that's planned for 96 West Old Hillsborough Road.
Not hearing your audio, Bill.
Actually, let me go back to Roy F. Alley. Is that going to be just ambulance, or would that also be fire as well?
Right now, that would be subject to just fire. And somebody said they couldn't hear my audio. Are y'all hearing my audio okay?
Yes.
Okay.
So that it's just fire for the Roy F. Alley? Cool.
I'm sorry. If I said fire, that was by mistake. That would be just EMS at this point in time. We may need to put a fire engine there to respond out into the county, but right now they respond out of Downs Boulevard.
Yeah, because I know we talked a little bit previous. I've got a hole in my district kind of along the Del Rio corridor there. Was curious if this was going to be able to address that or potentially follow up on what we had discussed earlier about if there's made any progress in doing some sort of like memorandum of understanding with the city to help cover that area at all.
Yeah, so we've been in, Todd Horton may have some more information on that, but we have been in conversation with the city of Franklin about that. And if I recall, we haven't gotten a word back as of today yet.
That's correct. We've submitted a proposal and we're waiting for a reply from the city of Franklin.
Okay, so at least proposals are being submitted and there's a discussion occurring.
Yep.
How's the reception from, since Glenn has been the new fire chief over there? How's those conversations been opposed to previously?
Go ahead, Todd.
We're communicating very effectively with one another. I don't foresee there being a problem. It's just a matter of coming up with what we both the county and the city can agree upon.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. Can you go into a little bit about, I think there's one scheduled for 96 West Old Hillsborough Road. Is there any potential land? I mean, you don't have to disclose where, but I mean, do y'all have a lead on some potential land in that area?
If you have a lead, we'd love to know about it because it's very challenging. We know the area where we need to be in. We do have the land funded currently. It's just a matter of finding the right piece of property. And as you know, it's a lot of residents in that area right there, a lot of residential and equestrian in that area. So we're actively looking.
Is there a preference as to being on the north side or the south side of 96?
I think, if I recall, looking at the maps, a little further west of Old Hillsborough Road is good, but we can go up and down Old Hillsborough Road also. So we're open to moving up and down either north of 96 or south, or even out a little further west.
Okay, well, I'll keep my ears out for that as well. And then I also noticed that there's a plan, looks like an expansion for the Grassland Fire Station off of Sneed Road. Can you go into that a little bit?
Sure, and I'll refer to Director Horton to talk about what we're talking about there.
So when ISO reviews a department, they look at available water supply within the fire department's response district. And you can provide water through two different means. You can provide water through fire hydrants, which is the more common practice, or you can find it through the ability of shuttling water using multiple apparatus, which are called tankers. And in some of the districts, fire districts, they've been able to prove that they can shuttle enough water to meet the minimum fire flow requirements to be able to get the entire district rated the same. In the Williamson County Rescue Squad's district, there is not enough tankers throughout the district in order to be able to provide the needed fire flow through a water shuttle operation. We can overcome this by building a single bay that's directly behind the existing Grassland Fire Station and adding a tanker there. And we believe that we can then easily accommodate the fire flow which will significantly reduce the homeowners insurance for everybody in all of the rescue squads districts, which cover parts of Fairview, Thompson Station, obviously the downtown Franklin area, Grassland area. It would affect all of those areas simultaneously, Hillsborough, Burwood, all of them. And we can do this relatively inexpensive, as you can see from the cost projections there. And we even believe that those cost projections are higher than what we would end up having to pay in order to accomplish this objective.
Okay. Thank you for that, Todd. That's all my questions.
Any other commissioners or anyone else with questions or want to address this resolution? All right. Hearing none, I would ask for a vote. And Commissioner Lathers, if you will vote orally.
Lathers, aye.
Thank you. And the resolution passes 6 yes, 0 no.
Thank you.
Seeing no other resolutions before the committee, is there a motion to adjourn?
Williams moves to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Yes, second.
Commissioner Smith with the second, and with no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.